This is an overview of the Minigun Digital Asset. I'm going to install it from my tab menu, hit enter, file loads, and the scene opens. By default, there's a ground plane and some collision geometry. I'll show you how this can be replaced later on. But right off the bat, let's just hit play and see what happens. You can see some bullets are flying out, and they hit the collision object, and some debris flies out of there. Spent casings eject out the side, and they bounce off the ground, just like you'd expect them to. Now, if I grab the handle and pull it, you'll see that the gun orients correctly, and I'm going to hit playback, and you'll see that the bullets now have updated to fly in their correct trajectory. So I'm going to scroll here, and we can add a custom target parent to this object. So if we had a moving target, we could parent the target to that moving object, and the gun would track it automatically. But in this case, I'm just going to manually keyframe this gun, sweeping from one side to the other. So I've set a keyframe. Now I'm moving back in time to frame 8, and I'm going to set another keyframe. And hitting playback, you'll see when it gets to the first keyframe, it starts panning to its right, and now shooting over to the other side. The trigger parameter controls the rate of fire, so I've turned it off, and if I turn it up really high, you'll see that I get many more bullets hitting the collision object. And all the debris falling down from the ground. So you can replace this collision object, by the way, with your own geometry. Just going to zoom in a bit and show you that you can turn on and off the smoke, or the casings, or the gun, or the ammo box, so that these elements can be rendered separately if you need so. And there, the whole gun can be hidden. The ammo box, if you don't want it. There's a different option for a window mount as opposed to the tripod, so if you're putting this in a helicopter, for example. And there's lots of customizable attributes. Here we can apply our own materials. So the debris, as the bullets hit the object, can be customized, and here we can put on a new shader, in this case a mantra surface, and we can apply that to the debris so it matches any other geometry that you happen to be rendering with. And here I'm assigning the new shader to the debris. There we go. And it's about as simple as that. Now that's proxy geometry. It renders actually as little nuggets, little rough objects. So I'm going to change the color, but you won't actually see the update because these are proxies. But when they render, they will render any color you set them, and with that new material on it. And here I can hide the collision objects, but more likely you'd actually want to probably use your own. And there's a ground object here, the collision grid. So maybe you have a bumpy ground, or bullets. You want them to ricochet off, I don't know, a character or the hood of a car or something. So here I'm going to add new geometry. And just put that in place just to show you that how easy it is to add a custom collision object. So here I just put a grid down, and I've rotated it. And under the bullet collision object, I'm going to drag and drop this onto the field and see it's put my grid into that field. And now if I play back, it hits the object. So this could be any piece of geometry in your scene. A car, a building. I'm going to move it just to show that it updates correctly. And you see the debris is coming down from the new location.